feeling good tonight, dog. Tonight's a good ass night. You guys can feel it. I already know. Okay. I was talking to my brother and to my friends about self-control. What the fuck is self-control? Sorry. What is free will is the question. What does it mean to actually have agency over your own life? Because I'm a little bit. This is the debate between being a humanist and an anti-humanist, right? Humanists believe that humans have complete control of what they're doing. It's like they have free will, everything that they do is their own decision, whatever. Anti-humanists basically say, you have no fucking free will, buddy. Whatever's happening is just a fucking chemical reaction. It's a reaction on some level. And maybe there's odds, maybe there's, uncertainties, but none of it's really in your control. I'm not fully on the side of either of these things, okay? I'm willing to be influenced by both.
Turn this good night into a great one. Eat some bugs.
Delicious English breakfast right here. Breakfast for dinner, baby. Breakfast for dinner. You can't see it, but that's like 3 grasshoppers. And a worm. Look at that little worm. Anyway. Salute. It's important. It's important to sacrifice to the gods when I'm having such a good stream. Salute. Join the Discord. Donation link in the pinned chat. God bless you guys. I'm out of water! Whatever, I'll just go dry. I'm literally about to have a long, fun rant with fucking bugs in my mouth, dog. That's such a great representation of this stream, though, when you think about it. All right. I will eat bugs, and I will be happy. I'm fucking livid right now. I'm loving it. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Free will versus no free will. Humanism versus anti-humanism, right? Okay. So I didn't make that decision to eat those bugs. It just happened as a natural chemical reaction because I was feeling happy and I was feeling like I would oblige my friend Eric. No, I'm just kidding. I think that we... Okay. The people who take for granted that we have complete control and free will over our actions, I think that that's naive. We are extremely, extremely products of our environment, right? We're creatures of habit to an extent. There's a lot that we really can't not control about ourselves, our inclinations and stuff like this. The thing is that I am a human, so I am an interested party. I don't want to think that I don't have any control. That's a black pill. I'm not interested in that. So I have to, just for myself, philosophically, I have to concede and hope and just blindly accept and pray that I have some fucking control over my reality, right? And I think that I do, right? I've successfully gaslighted myself. Now, many people have, debated this, whatever. It's kind of not useful to really, think that nothing's in your control, in my opinion. But I was talking with friends, whatever. We were like, what exactly is free will? I do think that people overestimate the amount that free will, is available to people. And I do think that when I hear people say shit like, well, even just the implication that like homeless guys or like homeless women, whatever, homeless people who are doing fucking like smoking crack on the streets, when they say shit like people like those people have to like lift themselves up by their bootstraps, I think there's a certain level where it's like you can't fucking do things. You cannot fully recover yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I never want to say that someone doesn't have any free will, right? But I do think that there are people with varying degrees of free will, okay? And when you are like addicted to substances, especially, right? And you're homeless, you don't have any money, economically you're fucked. This is a situation where, like, I'm going to be honest, I think, especially when you're in that situation, escape is like the only real fucking thing. Because you don't want to have to confront that. Bro, are you kidding me? You do not want to confront that. You might have a fucking rotting foot, dude. You might have like 6 teeth left. You know what I'm saying? There's just a certain point where it's like escape is better than the reality. Now, I'm not saying that as a black pill, bro. I'm not saying that they shouldn't fucking, try whatever. I'm just saying that there's a point where it is almost like impossible to fucking actually get yourself back to where you once were, right? You can descend to a certain level. And so yeah, that's why I generally, for me, again, radical fucking empathy. I think that we should be like, as a society, giving some fucking resources for these people, right? To at least give them like the smallest fucking edge in actually getting things back together. Now, going beyond that, okay, because that's just my opinion, right? Free will as a concept. My brother Nick, who you guys have met, you never seen his face, but you've met him. He's a very good brother of mine. He helps me with my streams. He helps me with my videos. He's a very good boy. Now, he said that freedom, free will, whatever, is self-control, right? It's basically, it's basically just like doing things that you don't want to do, okay? And that is super interesting to me because I was talking to my friend, and my friend evoked Immanuel Kant, okay? Immanuel Kant is a fucking famous intellectual from, what, the 1800s, bro? Let's take a look. Immanuel Kant. Oh my god, there is a leg just I hope it's a leg just pierced my tongue. Like, actually, it tastes like I just swallowed a needle, dog. All right, Kant. Yeah. All right, so born 1724, died in 1804. All right. So our boy Kant here. Take a look at this Chad. Nietzsche rips into Kant for his ethics. But we're not going to be talking about his ethics. Look at this fucking stud, dog. Damn, bro. That hairdo is just, he's killing it, dude. Anyway, so our boy Immanuel Kant. I haven't dug deep into this, but on the surface level, my friend told me that he has an interesting, basically like metaphysical analysis of free will. And it's that it's not like the amount of will that you have, right? It's not about what you can do, what you can accomplish, what you can aspire toward. It is way more about what you can stop yourself from doing, okay? What you can abstain from, right? It's a lot more about, it's like a freedom to not succumb to your, more base desires. And so the only way to really harness that, develop that, achieve that, is through practice. So this is why, like, a fundamental thing that like a red pill or whoever will say is like, yeah, try NoFap, right? Or like try not watching porn, shit like that. Because yeah, sure they'll say like this is like a massive deal, but it's more like this is a way for you to slowly, arduously, overcome and try to combat your fucking inherent desire to just succumb to fucking your initial pleasure seeking behavior. There's literally legs in my fucking throat. Is free will subjective though, or something grounded? It's completely subjective. I mean, free will is like the idea that you are in control of your behavior, right? That you actually have a fucking, like, your brain actually has an impact on what you do. Because a lot of people will say like, you just do shit and then you think about it after, right? Or like you just are gonna do something and your brain provides like a rationalization for what you were gonna do anyway. There's plenty of like anti-humanist arguments. I might even be caricaturizing anti-humanism. Maybe we should watch a video together, but maybe we'll do that another week because, to be honest, I'm feeling really good just riffing right now. But yeah. I don't say don't watch porn for discipline. I say don't watch it because it's shit for your brain, lol, but that's a bonus, I guess. Yeah, it is. That's true. But it's like, what I'm saying? A lot of things, there's multiple dimensions to it. I think that I think that watching porn is bad for your brain, objectively. I'm not one of these guys who says it's like evil, like porn is evil. No, it's more like, well, if you think porn's evil, then you think like McDonald's is evil. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you think that anything that gives you like easy dopamine is evil. It's not about fucking morality, dog. It's just like, yes, porn will rewire your brain to think a certain way, very pleasure-seeking way. It'll also this is if you really want to tap into some shit. This is porn will decay your ability to have an imagination. Okay, this is more grand scale shit, but basically, like, okay, if you watch porn a lot, I wouldn't know. I've never masturbated, so I'm talking out of my ass here. But I have a friend who watched a lot of porn. When you watch a lot of porn, a lot, um, a lot. All right. Basically, like, he was telling me that you can get to a point where if you stop watching porn and you try to like masturbate to, I guess, your thoughts or like your imagination, whatever, that it's like very difficult, and you realize you're not actually addicted to masturbating. You're addicted to the porn. You know what I'm saying? Like you really want to watch that shit as you do it, and that's a fascinating thing because it's like a weakening, clear example of like a weakening of your imagination, and you're needing like an outside, like fixed, existing in reality substance in order for you to like get off, right? Um, and so, and another funny thing he's telling me is like you can get to a point where you are basically like, even when you're trying to imagine shit, you're like imagining porn that you've seen, right? Like your brain is, your imagination is recreating the simulation of that, sex or whatever. Yeah, whatever he's watching. I mean, he's a fucked up guy, so he might have been watching anything, but yeah. So like, I'm going across things, but like this kind of bleeds into the free will shit where it's like, if your own imagination is recreating shit that already existed that you have seen, right? Then how powerful actually is your imagination? And how much does your imagination influence your will? Because if your imagination is basically a recreation of shit you've already seen, or like it's a recreation like of specific, like you're literally trying to remember things you have already fucking seen, things that already exist. You're not even like combining any ideas. It's literally like, oh man, I remember that one thing that was so, I liked. Then what does that say about like your brain's ability to actually fucking change course, to do different, to deviate from like what your planned, path is, right? I feel like that's why people develop fetishes. I wouldn't know. Gulp. I don't know though. I don't know. Fetishes are probably completely different, to be honest. I don't think you would need to. I don't think that. Yeah, I think that's completely different. Like porn might help you discover a fetish, but I think maybe it would help you develop one. But I think if I had to guess, because there was fetishes for a long time, dog, well before the internet. So if I had to guess, in a way, maybe you could view porn as like helpful because it could help you discover like what you like or whatever. The problem is that you don't want what you are seeing on the computer to become what you can only, the only thing you can like get off to, right? Because again, talking to a friend, it can get to a point where you're so used to watching porn from like a voyeuristic perspective, right? This means like you are an observer, you are a perceiver, you're watching an event, that you're not a participant, right? It trains you to not be a participant because you're literally just watching from like oftentimes like an angle that's like not even involved in the thing, right? So like porn can train you to almost like not respond to sexual situations that are literally your experience, right? Like if you have a fucking intimate moment or whatever, you can almost like, your brain's just not wired because it's used to just watching that, right? Like to not actually having you be a part of it. Weird shit, a lot of weird shit. This isn't necessarily about being anti-porn. It's just more of like, by attempting to resist, the temptation or whatever. Because it's such a common thing now. You talk to so many people and they, watch porn, whatever. By trying to fucking resist it, you develop a little bit of will, in my opinion, in the opinion of my brother Nick, and I guess in Immanuel Kant, right? You are deciding, I am not going to do this thing that I want to do. I actually want to do it. It's a negation of your desire. That's how I think you actually gain will. All right? Now, that can apply on many levels, right? This is why I'm so happy when I hear that Turkey Tom is going to the fucking gym, because he's not somebody that I pictured would be going to the gym, right? Because yeah, Tom even described it himself. He seems like more of a guy who kind of not succumbs, but like he's more like oriented in a way to kind of succumb to his initial desires. That's not a shit talk. It's just like the vibe that I get from him, right? Like he's been basically saying like he just wants to like live his life, not think too hard about it, which basically means just surrender, real like discipline or like control, I guess. Sorry. To an extent, surrender control, right? Like logically or whatever. But him saying that he's going to the gym, that's awesome because you're building up like someone like Tom. I don't picture him enjoying, actually liking, working out, right? It's probably a pain in the ass. Now, over time, it can become something that he actually likes. And it might be now. I don't know exactly. But, by doing these things that you initially don't like, but are technically good for you, even just attempting them, right? Like people will say, just go to the gym and even just go on the treadmill and like, at least you went. Like doing these small steps is how you fucking build back your will. Right? Because a lot of people, I will be straight up, bro. When I was younger, I think I had a strong fucking will. I actually do, because I was doing a lot of shit that I did not want to fucking do, but I was doing it anyway. To an extent, when I got a smartphone, when I started university, a lot of things became a lot easier, right? It was a lot easier to get dopamine, just looking at shit, finding shit, whatever. And now I'm lucky to be someone who, in a grand sense, I'm pretty disciplined, but I still have issues. I still have like procrastination issues, all this shit. So yeah, no, I don't know. It's just, I think that building up your own will, if you aspire to do a ton of shit, right? It's pretty important. It's pretty integral. But yeah, I'm not fully saying we have perfect free will. Every decision you make is only because of you. It's all on you, buddy. I don't think that, but I think every decision you make, you should aspire to have the will not to make it. Okay? Does that make sense? Anyway. Long-winded fucking rant, but all that leading toward me just saying, yeah, try to develop healthy habits and join the Coconut Discord.